All right, guys. So here I'm going to analyze Jon Rahm's swing. I mean, this guy's been crushing it on the PGA Tour. Got to see what he's doing. So first of all, here sets up nice athletic position, right? Let's see the V's of his grip. He's got his left hand V, I would say pointed at inner shoulder. He's got his right hand going kind of to the inner part of that shoulder also. Ball position with the driver off the left heel. Front foot more open than back foot. That's typical of any good player. And then you can see he's got his arms pretty close to his body here. Now let's take a look here as he starts moving around. What happens? So he starts going back here. Let's see, 1 second. Let's do one at a time. So on the backswing, he drifts off the ball a little bit here on the right-hand screen. You can see there his hip sways a little bit off. His head's moving off the ball a little bit, right? And then by the time he gets to the top of his swing, though, he's basically back on the ball, right? And you see that with a lot of good players. Let's see what he does in the backswing on this left-hand view. He takes it back what would be considered a little bit close to being under the plane and flat right here and laid off a little bit, right? But it works for him, obviously. And he's got that toe up, which you see that with a lot of good players also. He's keeping his posture pretty well here on the left side. If anything, his head drops a little bit. But really, by the time he's reached the top here, let's say his spine angle and posture. Let's see, posture's there. I'd say his spine angle's moved over here slightly, but he hasn't swayed much when he reached the top. His left wrist is very, very bowed, and he's got his, club face going back open, right? Then he comes down here, drops it in the slot, we say. That club's right on plane. The toe is up. That's why he's such a good player, because of this position here on the left, for sure. But look at this. He's dropping his head forward a little bit, which it's better to come down and through a shot like this than lift up early. But you can see he's definitely getting a little forward there now with his spine dropping forward. His butt could be further back here, actually. If he wanted to clear his hip better, he could. But it's working for him, obviously. Over here on the right side, let's see. Coming down. Now, once he's reached that top, so he kind of shifts off a little bit, gets back into position by the time he gets to the top. Ernie Els does that too. Then coming down, look at this. He drops it in real tight, bringing his elbow in, right? Nice, strong left arm. And you can see that by the time he gets to impact here, he's almost back to where he was. He's got a little bit of tilt back this way, which is good for a drive because we're trying to generally hit it on the upswing. His left leg doesn't go outside his foot. His left hip clears. That left arm is very straight. Look at the left-hand glove, how it's pointing right at the target here, and the face is also pointing that way. That's one of the reasons he's so consistent right now. It's because he keeps the back of that glove hand going at the target with the face straight. You can see, though, his head has gotten lower and to the right from where it began. Then as he comes through the shot, let's see, that left hip's cleared out pretty good, right? At this point, he stayed in this tilt. And then from there, he works his way to that back left heel at the finish, which is a great place to be with your balance at the end, especially when you're falling forward a little bit like he does here on the left. We bring him back just a few frames here, back through the ball. You can see here his head stays down and through. One of the things that a lot of players struggle with, but he does well. See how that club shaft is parallel to the plane line here, so he has a good exit plane, we say. But again, I think that his rear could stay more on that line there, right? And then as he comes through, look how much that back left heel he is. So overall, a really nice golf swing here. I would say that some of the highlights of it in the backswing, even though he gets a little bit laid off, right? He's overall kept his posture, kept his crouch pretty good. This part right here is so good, though, right there where that club shaft is right on the plane, even though his head's dropping a little bit. And then over here on the right, he kind of leans off the ball a little bit, but then he recenters himself to the top here before he comes down. And then once he's coming down, he pretty much stays in it, as we say, or stays on the ball. But the thing that he shines with is, I mean, this left arm position is just absolutely primo. You can see that arm straight, that left-hand glove like this. That's a tremendous position to be in with the left arm and left hand. And this position over here with the plane is so good. So probably one of the reasons he's so consistent is what he's doing with that left arm and left hand. And, his posture changes a little bit through the shot, clears his hip pretty well. But the big ones for him are definitely that left hand and left arm position through the ball, I would say, and how nicely on plane he comes down.